Okay, thank you for joining me, Dr. Jason W. Morrison, theologist, New South Wales, Australia. I've got a good one for you this time. I've just had some pretty serious computer problems, but that's by the way. Emotional incest. Makes sense by tranquility. Now, this woman's very down to earth. Very, very, very down to earth. I like this woman. Proverbs 11:8. The righteous is delivered from trouble, and it comes to the wicked instead.
Hi, y'all. Okay, so as you know, I am super well versed on narcissism. I grew up with two narcissistic parents. I have dealt with every relationship was a narcissistic relationship, or they were emotionally unavailable with excuses of, I've been hurt by other women. So the hell what? We've all been hurt. And the people who haven't been hurt are hurting other people. So what is your point? So you want the fun of a relationship without the relationship. I got you. No, we're not doing that. Nice try. Anyway, I don't mind humping like we're together, but we're not going to stay together. Yeah, screw you. Go hump yourself. Anyway, so I learned a new term. Even though I'm super well versed on narcissists, I always take the opportunity to learn more. Always. It's just how I roll. Okay? So emotional incest is a word that I learned. And I had it on here, and for some reason it disappeared. So let's bring it back on here. Okay. It's also called covert incest. Covert incest, also known as emotional incest, is a type of abuse in which a parent looks to their child for the emotional support that would be normally provided by another adult. The effects of covert incest on children when they become adults is thought to mimic actual incest, although to a lesser degree. Okay? So whichever parent it is treating that child like, I want you to take care of me. I want you to comfort me when life goes wrong, or when my partner leaves me. I want you to just take care of me. You know, buy my groceries, feed me, rub my back when I'm sore. I just want you to do everything for me that a partner would do, which is a form of abuse. You are not supposed to use your child to become your spouse or your partner. That is not normal. Okay? It's just not normal. So, the clown that I was supposedly engaged to, as you know, was fake engagement because he had no intention of doing anything of the sort. He has an emotional incest with his parents, his mother in particular. I asked.
Now, I just want to say, this is the other side of it. This is what I'm concerned about. I've got two daughters, and if a daughter gets caught up with one of these sons, it's a hell ride, absolute hell ride. And a lot of these women now are recognizing it and starting to speak out.
I suspected that, okay? So I asked a professional licensed therapist. I wrote him and I asked him. I gave him a brief synopsis. He's over 40. He lives in his parents' house. He's thrilled to live with his parents, and he's thrilled to lay on a twin-sized bed in the basement. He's just tickled to death and never wants to move. And is this he worships his mother. He worships the ground she walks on. And is this a form of emotional incest? And he said, there are many issues going on with this dysfunctional situation. And at the top of the list is emotional incest. So she wants him to, she has him so trained that his father doesn't have to be the husband. He doesn't have to console his wife when she's upset. He doesn't have to rub her back when she don't feel well. He don't have to hold her hand at the hospital, because everything that a spouse would do, the son does for his mother. And of course, he's a narcissist in addition to having a covert emotional incestuous relationship with his mother.
Now, this is where the mothers get their sons into trouble, because when the mother, in her loneliness, because if a mother has children, she's not single because she's bonded to those children. These men that are running around raving on about single mothers, 9 out of 9 times out of 10, they're running into the trouble of covert emotional incest. That's all they're running into. And if they could recognise that, they'd have a different outlook. But these mothers aren't single. You've got to realise that. They're not single women. When they reach out for a man, they're reaching out because they're lonely. They've got their children. You've got to realise that. They're not single. Technically, they're not single.
He's a narcissist in addition to that, which a lot of these dysfunctional behaviors, narcissism is mixed all up in and through there. Okay? I'm glad I figured it out. There's like a terminology for it. My friend and I were talking today about the woman that he was involved with. Her brother, their mother does that with the brother. She enables him to be a child. She bought him a house. She pays all he's an adult, supposedly an adult. Chronologically, he's an adult. She pays for all his bills. She pays for his house. The only thing he has to pay for is his alcohol. He's an alcoholic. So I guarantee you that mama will come up with money for his alcohol if he was running short.
Now, that's a funny thing, that, because in my last relationship, the husband left for whatever reason. He was an alcoholic. And now he lives with his sister, I believe. And I don't know what all the gist of all that is, but it's very similar to this. They find the easy way out. They don't stand on their own 2 feet.
I've seen this a lot with single women who used to be married, or their husband passed away or got divorced. She will turn her son into her husband.
Now, this is exactly how it works. They groom them into the man that they always wanted. They dream they always wanted. Listen very closely.
Fathers do it to their daughters. This isn't gender specific. I suspect that if I was to be his mom, and I were to save, have endless amount of money where I could just sashay over to his country and purchase a house and pay for a crew to go to his mommy and daddy's house and pack up all his belongings while he sits there with a baba in his mouth, pack up all the belongings, have them sent over to the house, set the whole house up, and then have him go over there so we could be together. I think he'd be happy with that because he went from a mother to another mother. I'm not going to baby a grown man. Not going to do it. Not going to do it.
Good for you.
So you're putting me in a position to be a man. So if we're walking down the street and somebody wants to go upside our head to take our belongings, I have to be the man and I have to defend both of us. Man, you sit your ass down. That's not cool. Sit down. You wear the man name tag, but you really can't. A lot of them cannot prove that they're a man, but they do want to wear the man name tag and they do want to puff up their chest and strut around like a peacock does. No, there's responsibilities that go with that. Now,
this is what happened in my last relationship. This kid, the golden child, was strutting around like he was an alpha and he's, pushing all his weight around. And I'm thinking, buddy, you haven't even started life yet.
You don't just strut around doing this with your quills to attract the females. I'm sorry, that's not, no. There's more to it than that. You actually have to step up to the plate. But chronologically, it is a form of abuse, making your child your partner to the point where the husband doesn't have to do anything for his wife because he pushes his dad out of the way. I'll do it. It's my mom. That's my mom. So you got mama's boy issues. Then you have emotional incest, which is even worse than being a mama's boy. That's even worse. He's almost married to his mother. The father doesn't ever have to be a husband to his wife because the son is a husband to the wife.
This is a good explanation.
Does it go to the page of physical? I don't know. I don't want to know. Does it happen in some cases? Yes. That's why we have the term, incest, which isn't necessarily emotional incest. It could be physical incest as well. I don't know if that dynamic is involved. I don't think it is.
But you are left wondering.
Yeah.
See, she is being left wondering.
But yeah, if I was to pack up everything and get everything straight, and all he had to do was waltz over to my car from his mommy and daddy's house, and I drive to the new place, he'd probably be okay with that. He went from one mother to another. He wanted to be babied when COVID came on.
Very clever woman.
The United States has been grabbed and flipped upside down. No rules, no regulations, all kinds of rioting, looting. People are getting hurt. People are getting killed. People are getting their businesses snatched from under their face. Now you don't have a dime left. In addition to all of this psychosis that was happening coast to coast, we got COVID thrown right in the middle of it. Then you got the deadly hornets. You got these mystery seeds from China. You got this, you got that. And you want me to baby you because of COVID? Kiss my pecan tan ass. Gross to my goddamn balls.
Hey!
You got to be fucking kidding me.
Yeah.
In our country, you don't have that madness. Look out your door. Look out your front door. Do you see looting? Do you see, unless you're in Syria or some other place where Wackadoo Island is normal, but the country he's in doesn't have any of that going on. Look outside your front door. Look at your news. Do you have looting and people could lose their life? People are getting beat up and hurt because they're wearing Trump, which they can wear whatever the hell they want to wear. And they can believe in whatever they want to believe in. That's called a freedom of speech and a freedom of having your own thought process. Ain't nothing wrong with it. You ain't got to agree with them, but you ain't married to them. You ain't involved with them. Mind your business. You ain't got that chaos going on in your country in addition to COVID. All you got to worry about is COVID because your country don't treat you like this country treats us. And you want me to put a motherfucking diaper on you and put a baba in your mouth? Come on, baby. Let me give you a baba.
Yeah.
It's okay. Come on.
Ah, yes.
No, fuck you,
She's
man.
got it. She's got it.
Grow up.
She's got
You're
it.
supposed to be comforting me. My country was flipped upside down, and you worried about COVID. Oh, I'm a germaphobe. What if I get COVID? Oh, how the fuck you gonna get COVID? You don't even leave your house. Is it gonna knock on the door and then swoop through your whole house and give everybody, including cat, everybody, including cat? Are you serious right now? You're supposed to be comforting me. Oh, I can't stand sissy ass man. I can't stand it. I can't stand it.
Me either.
He's not a man. He's a child. Chronologically, he is an adult, but he's not an adult. His mother made sure that he stayed a paralyzed child.
Amen.
Because she gave him everything, he gives her everything now.
Amen.
And probably did it ever since he was a kid. Ran over to her bedside. Mommy, is there anything you need? Let me put a cold rag on your forehead. I know you don't feel well today. He's been doing that ever since he was little. So he has been frozen at the age, like all narcissists, they're frozen in the age of when the abuse started. Overindulging your kid is a form of abuse. Being emotionally incestuous, that's abuse. Not allowing your child to get past a chronological age, that's abuse. So let's get more twisted, shall we? Then you have a situation where that individual, male or female, cannot have an adult relationship with someone else. Whether they get into a long-term relationship, get engaged, get married, pop kids out, they can't do adult things like that.
Now, neither of the sons with the women that I was involved in had girlfriends. This woman's, she's just calling it as it is. And it's so true. And the girlfriends that they had, it was a disaster. Absolute disaster. And they ran back to mummy, onto the titty. I've seen it firsthand. I've experienced it. I know what happens. And I know what the mothers are like too. They're nightmares. Absolute nightmares. Vultures. They come in, get what they want, and swoop back off. One of them, this is for the most part. It's going to be a nightmare anyway because the adult child ain't going to back off. He wants mummy's titty. And he's going to do everything he can to stay on it. And it's so embarrassing when you're watching it. I don't know how these people put it's all security. It's a security for the mother if the relationship fails, and it's security for the child because they don't want mum to go anywhere, so they want the relationship to fail. So you've got one working to make the relationship fail, one with the backup if the relationship fails, which means the relationship's going to fail. It's just a toxic, imploding, exploding, dysfunctional mess, and you don't want to get caught up in it.
Because they are a child.
Mm.
So unless, and they feel like, wait, let's take it another step further. And they feel like, I can't make love to you because I would be cheating on my parent.
Now this is massive. This is massive because the young fella in the last relationship I was in was pulling his hair out, knowing that his mother and I were intimate. Absolutely pulling his hair out. He went round the bend. And she said to me, you know, I've been on my own for 5 years. She would have had blokes in between. They think you're stupid. But she said, I'd never prepared for anything like this. But I'd seen it before, so I knew exactly what was going on. She had no chance of unravelling that guy. So I got out of it and just left her in it. She wasn't going to change anything.
My loyalty has to be to my parent, and that's all of me. My loyalty has to be towards them. I can't be intimate with someone else. I can't marry someone else. I can't be engaged to someone else. How would my parent feel? Or parents with an S. How would they feel? We put a roof over your head, we put food in your stomach, and you gonna run off with somebody else? That person ain't did for you what we've done for you. That's called a mind screw, and that's called emotional incest. So, does it sometimes go physical? Yes. Yes. But it's not emotional. Emotional incest is not necessarily physical. It's more mental and psychological. Okay? So, in addition to being a narcissist, love bombing, future faking, pathologically lying, manipulating, all of that is narcissistic. In addition to that, he's also emotionally in an affair with his parents, his mother in particular.
Because I remember saying to the mother that I was with, who are you, who are you emotionally living your life out with? Because it wasn't me. It had nothing to do with me. I didn't know emotionally what was going on. And she didn't admit, but it was with her son. She was living home, and this is where it all caved in. As soon as he come out of the closet, she had no way of hiding it after that, and everything deteriorated. I think the relationship was over within a month of him coming out of the closet that he was in love with his mum, on a covert emotional incest level. It's destructive, and I tell you what, you need help after it. You need counselling and therapy. It's a real head shocker.
When his mom got sick and puked all over the wall, he probably ran to the bathroom so he could clean it up. My precious mother. Oh, I got to clean this up. My poor mommy.
I've seen these young adult men over 20 come down and go, Mum, I've got a headache. Mum, I've cut my finger. Stand there like a little baby, expecting the mother to fix it. And I've looked at the mother, and she's looked at me humiliated. And I'm going, you'd have to be embarrassed because she hasn't done a job. She hasn't done a job properly.
Father don't have to do nothing. You don't have to be a husband because the son is a husband. He might have to be intimate with his wife, but I don't know about that either. Maybe his thing don't work anymore. I don't know, and I don't want to know. But he doesn't have to be a husband and support his wife through anything because the son pushes him out of the way. And when you worship,
and you know, that's funny to hear that the sons push the husband out of the way. That's exactly what happened to the man of the last lady I was with, because that's what they tried to do to me. As soon as they started that rubbish, I said bye. But in the back of my mind, I've gone, now I know what happened to that man. I knew exactly what happened to that man. They pushed him out. They harassed him to the point where he's gone, I'm out of here.
Someone else, your car, your job, your mother, your father, your dog. There's no room for anyone else. And you cannot compete with that. I've said that before. You ain't going to compete with that. So don't even try. Dump that person and be done with them. Y'all stay babies forever. I'm done. Or you be a baby to your parents and y'all go ahead and do your thing. When they die, you're screwed. Good luck. I don't think anybody else in your family is going to pay for you to have a roof over your head. But if you think that's going to happen, good luck. Anyway, y'all be cool like ice cubes. Emotional incest. Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Love you guys. Take care. Bye.
Wow, what a terrific video. She was spot on, wasn't she? She wasn't pulling any punches, and that's what I was like at the end. I've just gone, oh, no, look, I'm sorry, I can't deal with this any longer. Goodbye. But if you don't know what it is, if you don't know what covert emotional incest is, you are going to be hammered. Hammered. Absolutely hammered. And that's all there is to it. Covert emotional incest. I'll put the link below for that lady. Ah, makes sense. You bet it makes sense. This is Dr. Jason W. Morrison, theologist, New South Wales, Australia. Bye for now.